Perek Hey Mishnah Aleph. We were discussing in the beginning of Shabbat taking object from one domain to another domain. Okay, so we're going to continue a similar manner today. Not exactly, but similar. So let's stick. כתוב בפרשת משפטים, it's written in פרשת משפטים, 6 ימים תעשה מעשיך, 6 days you should do your deeds, וביום השביעי תשבות, and in the 7th day you should rest. And then it tells you the reason why you should rest. Why should you rest? למען ינוח שורך וחמורך. Part of the reason why you should rest, because you want your donkey and your ox also to rest. מכאן, from here we learn, שאדם מצווה על שביתת בהמתו בשבת. That a person is commanded that his animals would not work on Shabbat. You're not allowed to work your animals on Shabbat. והיינו, what does it mean, animals not work? שלא תעשה הבהמה מלאכה בשבת לצורך האדם. The animal is not allowed to do any work for the need of the person. If the animal wants to do work for her need, let her do it. She wants to run, she wants to do whatever she wants. You know, she wants to go bathe in the river. You're allowed to. But if you want to bathe in the river, that's you're not allowed to. וכשם שאסור לאדם להוציא בשבת מסע. So now comes the problem. It says, are you allowed to take an object from one domain to another domain?
So Eruv, yes.
We didn't have Eruv yet.
Oh.
We don't have Eruv yet. We didn't learn anything about Eruv yet, right? We're not allowed to. Yeah. וכשם שאסור לאדם. By the way, if you have an Eruv, you don't have two domains. So are you allowed to, so let's ask the question again. Are you allowed to take an object from one domain to another domain on Shabbat, even with an Eruv? So the answer is no, you're not allowed to take an object from the Eruv outside of the Eruv. Yeah, one domain to another. So, להוציא בשבת מסע לרשות הרבים, to the public domain, כך אסור לתת לבהמתו שתצא במסע על גופה. So the same way, one is not allowed to have the animal go out while it's carrying something. Beram, but it's going to be C. So now the idea is, who is the animal carrying it for? If the animal is going to be carrying it for the animal, she likes carrying it, then it's fine. But if the animal is carrying it for you, then it's not allowed. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. Beram, דבר העשוי לשמירת הבהמה, things that are made to the keep of the animal. We're going to discuss which ones, yeah? To the keep of the animal, שבלעדיו לא תשתמר כלל, that without it, the animal will run away. You won't be able to keep it at all. אינו נחשב כמסע. That's for her own protection, you're putting it there. Yeah?
Not for your benefit.
Not for your benefit so much. It's for her own protection. But it only has to be a little bit of keep. You're not allowed to put a lot of keep, as we're going to see soon. וכן דבר שהבהמה זקוקה לו מפני החום או מפני הקור, and then anything else that the animal needs it because of the heat or because of the cold, או מפני צורך אחר, or because of another need, for example the flies, whatever, דינו כבגד אדם. So we're going to consider it, look, the animal, are you carrying your garments? You're not carrying your garments, it's part of you. Yeah, it's considered, it's not called carrying. So those things are going to be clothing for the animal. We're going to consider the clothing to the animal, and it's not considered carrying for it. והיא יוצאה בו, and the animal is allowed to go out in it. אבל דבר שאינו עשוי לשמירה, but something that is not guarding her, the animal, או שאינו מועיל לשמירה, or it does not help guarding.
If you put a bed for them.
Very good, it's a good question, we'll have to discuss it.
Oh,
if it's allowed or not.
זה לא מועיל לבהמה.
Yeah, maybe it is, maybe it's not, let's see.
Okay.
We'll have to discuss it, it's a good question. או שהיא שמירה יתרה, or that it is extra guarding, you just need minimal guarding you're allowed to, not extra guarding. שאין הבהמה זקוקה לה, that the extra guarding the animal does not need, וכן כל דבר מיותר, and so anything extra, שאינו לצורך הבהמה, that is not for the need of the animal, ואפילו דבר שהוא לנוי, and even if it's something that it's not for guarding it.
We have a stone here with the leather, they used to put in camp.
Or whatever it is for beauty, to make it cute. You know who has it today?
Arabim.
No. The Americans have it.
Where, on the bull?
No, on the dog.
Oh.
They put like nice ribbons on the... Yeah, like a ribbon over here, exactly. Exactly, they put all kind, we'll discuss it, it's going to come up. שאין הבהמה רגילה בו, when the animal does not need it, הרי זה נחשב כמסע. It is considered like carrying, as long as it... ואסור לה לצאת בו, and she's not allowed to go out in it. פרטי הדברים הללו נידונים בפרקנו. We're going to discuss all the things in this chapter. It's going to be hard. Maybe Moshe is going to help us because I don't know about all the things. Okay, so let's start. במה בהמה יוצא? In what does an animal go out? בשבת לרשות הרבית. On Shabbat to the public domain. How is in what vessels is the animal allowed to go out? ובמה אינה יוצא? And what it is not allowed to go out. Which means, מה נחשב כמסע? In other words, you're asking, when is the behema carrying? It's the laws of carrying for an animal. We learned the laws of carrying for men before. Is garments carrying? No. There are some garments for an animal, but we need to know what are garments, what are not garments for the animal. So that's what we're discussing now. שאסור לאדם לתת לבהמתו לצאת בו בשבת. It is forbidden for a person to give his animal to go out in it on Shabbat. Ho'il says why? It's an animal. Well, what's the problem? The animal is not commanded on keeping Shabbat, but it is to some degree because it says that the animal is supposed to rest. Rest means you don't put extra work on it. And if it doesn't need it, it's extra work. והוא מצווה על שביתת בהמתו, because the person is commanded on his animal to be rested. So let's see. יוצא הגמל באפסר. The camel can go out with an afsar. What's an afsar? בחבל שקושרים בשרשרת שבלחיו ובו מושכים אותו. It is a rope or made out of metal probably that you put on the head of the animals. You go through the cheeks over there of the camel. You see it like a resin for a horse. Yeah? And you pull the camel with it. Yeah? So that it's not for your benefit. In other words, it is for his benefit. Otherwise, he's going to get lost. He's going to get זהו.
So אסור לך לשים לו נזל, לסגור לו את הפה. It's for your benefit.
Oh, we'll see soon. באפסר, it's going to discuss all the things.
Okay.
באפסר, you're allowed to. In other words, it's the way to guard him. Okay. It's the way to carry him around, to tie him up to the post over there. ונעקה, and a na'aka, gamal nekeva, it's a female one. Now, I'm not sure which one is more, more wild. Is the male more wild or the female more wild? But you notice they have different rules. Yeah. For one of them, you're allowed one thing, and the other one, you're allowed another thing. Which means that one of them is a greater boundary. It makes it a greater hold. And you wouldn't allow to put the greater hold on the one that's not wild. On the one that's not wild, you have to put the lesser hold, like we discussed before.
But the females need to be more...
The female are the one who need to guard better? Oh, you see, we needed an expert over here.
That's why they put her in the nose with the thing.
Oh.
Probably.
So the female, you said, is more wild or less wild?
More. Let's see. ונעקה גמל נקבה בחותם, בטבעת שבחותמה. You put a ring in her nose. נוקבים את חותמה, you give her an earring, a nose ring, ומכניסים בתוכה זמם של ברזל כאין טבעת, and you put a metal ring inside, שכן הנעקה צריכה שמירה יתירה. Moshe knows the female are wilder than the man, so you need to just to put the reins on her. It's not going to be enough. She's going to escape. You need to really keep her. So for her, you're allowed to put that one. But for a male, he's not allowed to put because it's enough for him, the lesser one. Okay. ולובדקים, what's a לובדקי? חמור הבא מארץ לוב. This is a donkey that comes from the country of Libya. And by the way, I think these donkeys are extra wild. They're not just regular donkeys. They're like mean ones.
זה מה שיצאנו ממצרים, חמורים לובים.
Yeah, the חמורים לובים. They're strong and mean. שהוא חזק וקשה, it's a strong one, a hard one, וצריך שמירה יותר משאר חמורים. And he needs extra guarding more than regular donkeys. What does he come up to? So until now, he needs a prumbia.
Oh, he needs the thing in his mouth.
Yeah. I don't know. I
What
don't.
is the family that you put it inside the mouth?
Reins, I think. Bit.
The rein is the thing, the bit.
Bit.
And the גמל עוטף לו פה, מסביב.
Yeah, on the cheeks.
כן, on the cheeks.
On the cheeks, that's what he said. So the donkey is wilder than the camel, it looks like. He needs a bit in his mouth in order to keep it. בפרומביה, ברסן של ברזל. וסוס, and סוס, all he needs is a שיר. A סוס. Yeah, no, a regular rope is enough for a סוס, a regular rope is enough for a horse. That's plenty enough. You're not allowed to put something extra on a horse. בשרשרת שבצווארו, he's got some kind of rope around his neck, that's good enough. רש"י מפרש, רש"י explains, כמו הצעדה סביב צווארו. It's like a necklace around his neck. וטבעת קבועה בו, and there's a metal ring attached to the necklace. Let's say it's leather. It's leather, yeah, and there's a metal ring. Like a dog today, yeah, like the dogs. ומכניסים ברצועה, and you would put on it a rope, שבה מושכים את הסוס. That in it you pull the horse. וכל בעלי השיר, and all the owner of with the rope, all the ones who are, for example, dogs, all the animals you lead with the rope, in short. כל בעלי השיר, כל הבהמות שנותנים שיר בצוואריהם, all the animals that you will put a rope around the neck, כגון כלבים, שציידים וכדומה, like dogs and similar things, יוצאים בשיר, they can go out in a shir.
Also the iguana they put.
The iguana. Very good. יוצאים בשיר, they go out in a rope. מותר להם לצאת בשבת ברצועה הקבועה בשיר וכרוכה סביב צמרם. They're allowed to go with their leash out on Shabbat. שהואיל וכך דרכם לצאת, because for them it's not extra. This is the way they always walk outside. This is the way they will always walk outside. So here we have the thing. How would you take your dog outside for a walk? Always with this. So it's clothing for him. It's not extra. It says, why are you allowed to carry your glasses on Shabbat?
You what?
Why are you allowed to wear your glasses on Shabbat? Because you wear them every day. If somebody doesn't wear glasses every day, and he wants to put on Shabbat sunglasses, is he allowed to?
No.
No, because it's not every day. Same thing over here. Whatever is every day, it's considered to be every day for them. Whatever is not every day, is not every day for them.
So, have you seen now some people use a leash for their kids so they don't get away?
Yeah, but even that, it's not on a permanent. Usually, it's not everyday matter.
It's usually only
just on the airport. Yeah, the airport, the mall.
The market. So you think you would use it on Shabbat?
It's not every day, and it's not an animal. It's a human being. Different rules, right? Different rules to human beings and them. Okay. ונמשכים בשיר, and you draw them with the rope. ומותר למשוך אותם ברצועה שבשיר, שכך היא דרך שמירתן. And you're allowed to pull them also. Okay. Now comes the problem. Let's explain this. The question, the rule is like this. Anything that belongs to a human being, belongs to a human, can become impure. Like things that, your glasses, if you're impure, your glasses become impure. Simple. Right?
If you touch something impure, no?
Yeah. If you're impure, the glasses are impure.
Yeah, part of you, yeah.
Very good. Things that belong to the animal, do not become impure. It's only human utensils who become impure. Now the question is going to be those utensils that are upon the animals.
It doesn't become impure.
It cannot become impure.
It's impure anyway. It
can
doesn't become impure. בהמה זה טמא, לא?
No.
Oh.
The dead person touched it.
Oh.
So it becomes impure.
The בהמה?
The object on the behema.
Oh.
So now, all these objects that we just discussed, if they are human tools, they will receive impurity. If they belong to the animal, it's an animal garment, they belong to the cow, and there's no way for them to become impure. So the question is, what are these things? Because do they belong to the animal or belong to me? So let's see. Umazin alehem, and you sprinkle on them. Bimkomam, in their place.
So
in other words, you don't have to.
impure.
We'll see. אם השרשראות שבעלי השעיר נטמעו באמת, if all these ropes that we discuss, all these tools that we discuss of all the dogs or the things or the horses became impure, אפשר להזות עליהם מי עפר פרה אדומות, כמות שהם בצוואר הבהמה. You can sprinkle on them just like they are on the neck of the animal. In other words, we consider it part of the animal, but a little bit also part of you, because if it was just the animal, you wouldn't need to sprinkle it at all. It wouldn't become impurity. וטובלין במקומם, and you also have to, you can purify them. How? By going to the mikveh. In their place. In other words, you don't have to take them off the animal. וכן אפשר לטבול את השרשראות כשהם במקומן. You can take the all animal to the mikveh when they're still in there, or the old tool in the mikveh when they're still on the animal.
With the behema.
Hainu.
With the behema.
With the behema, yeah. As long as the whole sharsheret is under the water, you're fine. היינו בצוואר הבהמה, in the neck of the animal, שמורידים הבהמה למים, when you take out down the animal to the water, כדי להטביל את השיר, in order to dip the necklace שעליה. And now comes the so decide, is it human tools or is it man tools? ואף על גב שכל הכלים המיוחדים לבהמה אינם מקבלים טומאה. It says, hey, hold 1 second. We have the rule that if the tool is for the animal and the animal only, it doesn't receive tuma. It's part of the animal. It's part of an animal. It's just like his tail.
Exactly.
So, and the proof that it's part of his tail is he's allowed to go out in Shabbos. It's like the glasses become part of you.
So it belongs to behema.
So it belongs to the behema. Why do you need to do it? Exactly.
So if he's wearing a little bell all the time.
We didn't discuss bells. We didn't discuss bells. The bells is a problem because it's not for him only. I don't know what it is for. We'll have to discuss what bells are later on. But go this. It's the necklace that he has. It's always on him. It belongs to him. It's his. It says Fido on it. It doesn't say Kevin on it. It says Fido, the name of the dog.
But without a ring that you could attach to.
With the ring.
With
the ring, everything. It belongs to him, it doesn't belong to you. ואף על גב שכל הכלים מיוחדים במים נקנים טומאה, even though they shouldn't receive impurity, מכל מקום, השיר וכיוצא בו מקבל טומאה וצריך טבילה. All the things we discussed do receive טומאה.
No.
So it says why? שהואיל ואדם מושך בו את הבהמה, it says because it's not only for Fido. It's not only for Fido. You have a use for it. What's the use? You lead it. הרי זה ככלי העשוי לשימושו של האדם. It says, if there will be only for Fido, then you'll be right. But it's not only for Fido.
The parasol, for example, that you have.
That's right, very good.
belong only to him.
Only to him, it doesn't receive impurity. How do you call it? The shoe hose.
The shoes, yeah.
The horseshoes.
Horseshoe.
The horseshoes only belong to the horse, and it doesn't receive impurity because it doesn't belong to you at all.
Half.
Over here, it's a little bit also yours. That's why it receives impurity. Even though mainly for Shabbos it belongs to him, but since you use it, it also a little bit belongs to you. So therefore, it does receive impurity. ומכל מקום, and nevertheless, you need to make sure שתהא השרשרת נתונה שם ברווח. When you dip the animal in the mikveh, it cannot be very tight on his neck, because you need to make sure that the water touches everywhere. שיכנסו המים בלא חציצה, that the water will go in without any boundaries, וכן החבל הקשור בה לא יהיה קשור בדוחק. And also if you tie a rope to it, the rope shouldn't be tied very tightly.